Another morning, another sunrise at the Rock. Try as I might to stay out of a regular rhythm or routine, I find myself always falling back into one, no matter where I am. Whether it's here in Morro Bay, waking up, watching the sunset with a cup of coffee, or whether it's back in Clovis, going to the same places, doing the same things. It's easy to fall into a routine, and I really don't like that. So, this is going to be my last day in Morro Bay. You know, a lot of my days are just spent sitting around, watching the waves roll in, watching the surfers, watching the birds. In your home, you might sit around spending hours watching television. Well, this is my television. This is my home. And this is how I like to pass my time. Not every day is an exciting adventure, seeking out new places or exploring interesting cities or beaches or towns that I've never been to. Most of my time is just spent enjoying nature and the beauty of it and the magnitude of it and the wonderment and other terms of endearment. Ran through the thesaurus on that one. See this here? That's one of my favorite programs. How do we get down the rocks, John? I mean, there's rocks down here. Well, I don't know. You just walk down there, Bill. I've seen people do it before. Are you sure, John? Okay, I'm going to try. I don't know. Looks a little risky. Hey, all those other people got down there somehow, didn't they? Well, I don't know. Let's try it over here where it's even steeper and more rocky. And in between watching surfers and watching surfers, I found a little bit of time to make myself a tasty little omelet. Oh, if you take notice of the strapping young lad at the left, how quickly he descends the rocks as if they weren't even there. Off to hang 10 or catch 5 or some such numerical nonsense. Part of my Morro Bay routine is visiting the state park every day or two just to check it out. Kind of mix things up. I bounce from one place to another. Golf course on the left. As per usual, it hasn't moved. Mainly, I wanted to cruise by the campsite again and see how it's filled out. Looks like there's definitely more people here now than there were the other day when I camped here, but it's still pretty sparse. I have a feeling come weekend it'll be all packed up and full of RV campers again. Having visited the campsite, time to move on to site number 3 of my regular routine. And even though I go to the same spots every day, not every day are those spots the same. This construction's all new. This must have popped up in the last day or two. They're laying some serious pipe out here. This is right next to the sewage treatment plant, so that makes sense. I'm heading out to the other side of the rock, in a little beach viewing area I like. And as much of a routine as it's become, this view never really gets old. And that's a main part of what keeps drawing me back to Morro Bay. I mean, the last time I came out here, I was just going to spend a weekend. I ended up staying for 6 weeks. This time, I had no plans. I ended up out here for right around, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or so. Well, it's fun watching these guys windsurf. I think it's time for another episode of Van Cooking with Greg. On today's episode, cheese tortilla quesadilla. Huh? What? Yeah, you heard me right. We're making tortillas out of cheese. Got a nice little frying pan, spread the cheese around, and let it melt on a medium heat. Now, after a few minutes, you're going to start smelling what smells like a Cheez-It cracker. That means you're getting in the right direction. You want to sop up any extra grease that's coming up. Give it a delicate flip. Now, kind of delicate. Make sure it's all spread out nice and flat. And we're going to put that back on the heat here for a couple more minutes. Now, what you get is this. Nice little cheese tortilla. Put that on a piece of paper towel to dry. And do it again. Gotta have 2 tortillas for a quesadilla, right? In the meantime, I got a little salad mix. This is actually a cabbage from some kind of little salad I picked up. Just gonna give it a rough chop through and through. I also have this Barbacoa shredded beef. Now the second tortilla is ready, and then we're going to hit up the barbacoa on the heat. Just warm it up. It's got a bit of liquid, so you want to make sure all that liquid gets cooked out of there, or else it's going to sog up your tortillas. And we assemble tortilla, some cabbage. I'm going to put a little bit of ranch on there because I don't have any sour cream. That would be good. We're going to add the barbacoa shredded beef to the mix. Man, looking good. A little more cheese, why not, right? Well, okay, this isn't really a classic quesadilla in any sense. This is more of like a 2-sided torta or tostada with a top shell. And looking good to go. We're going to cut that down the middle. Get a nice 2 pieces out of it. Come on. And should be having a nice little cross section. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah. And as my last night in Morro Bay, I'm going to park up in a nice secure spot. Happens to be across the street from Todd's Garage. Good night. See you somewhere tomorrow.